Thank you for clicking and welcome to my social pathology video by which you understand underlying mechanics of social problems and also by which you can reconfirm your life direction to attain true happiness on this planet Earth. This time I would like to discuss the Netflix TV series The Punisher, starring John Bernthal. My name is Dr. Samurai, a professor specialized in international social pathology and also an active prison counselor of 20 years experience. As usual, first I'd like to provide you some general information and then like to move on to our main discussions. Are you ready? Let's start. The Punisher. Its storyline goes like this. The main character, Frank Castle, was a member of U.S. Marine Corps, and he was a member of Cerberus Squad, which was carrying out some special mission in Afghanistan. But under the command of Agent Orange, Frank starting to feel he is slowly losing his honor. So he decided to come home to be with his family. However, all his family members, young, beautiful, and very kind wife, and his both son and daughter, who is so special to him, all gunned down. He swore his revenge on those who murdered his precious family members, and he completed that mission. But even after that, he found himself wakened to the house totally by himself without anybody that gave him love. And every morning he was woken by the image of his beautiful wife at the same time, day in and day out. His pain and his anger was still there even after he killed all those guys who murdered his family. So he decided to clean the city of New York of all crimes by becoming the Punisher. But in that process, he gradually found out the murders of his family members were by much larger conspiracy beyond what he was thinking. That's the story. And now I would like to discuss what we can learn from this TV series. Value number 1. Can this kind of thing really happen? I mean, after completing his revenge, is there this kind of person who still carry the anger and the pain and to go on with the killing other people who were criminals? The answer is yes. But it all depends on that person's background. Before we get there, I would like to tell you a little information. In general, serial killers are categorized into 4 types. 1 is visionary, 2 is mission, 3 is hedonistic, 4 is power and control. And this Mr. Frank Castle's case belongs to number 2, mission-oriented serial murder. This type of serial murders kill specific type of people only. such as homosexuals or racial minorities or religious minorities or street goers and so on, who they believe are no good to the society. They kill them by justifying their act, saying that they are cleaning the city of those undesirable types of people. For your reference, the others are briefly like this. The visionary is the one who wore high control when they are little kids, and they usually take hallucinatory drugs when young, and they started to have paranoid schizophrenia, and listening to the voices in their head, they kill certain type of people, like Mr. Herbert Mullin, who killed 13 people to stop another big earthquake from happening. So their acts were not usually planned. Keep killing those whom they happened to meet, and he killed those 13 people at some kind of sacrifices for God or something. But now he was perfectly out of that spell of drugs and came back to original personality. Number 3, the hedonistic is the one who have certain arousal and excitement by hurting, killing other people. Like Richard Ramirez, he loved to watch his victims wiggling in pain caused by his knife stabbings, gunshot wounds. He was also aroused and excited at blood coming out of the body and spread it all over the floor. They feel sexual ecstasy by their sadistic acts. Number 4, power and control is like they want to play God on other people's life or death. Like Mr. Donald Harvey, the angel of death, who killed over 80 people as a hospital custodian. This type usually do not need to see the process of the victim being agonized in pain. Rather, the fact that the victim died by him is more important to them. They want to feel like they have the absolute power to decide whether that person can live or die. In some cases, after the victim passes out, they intentionally wake them up again to enjoy his power. Getting back to our Punisher story, he belongs to mission-oriented type. The most famous is a bit old, but do you know the movies Death Wish by Mr. Charles Bronson? It's like that. Having his daughter killed, he became vigilante and keep killing those bad guys who do muggings, assaults under the cover of the dark night. What is important is this doesn't happen to everybody. This happens only to those who have more like neglected backgrounds. Those who are neglected in childhood, they have much stronger attachment to the family they established. They miss those loving families and parents when they were little kids. So they want to cherish their own families. And when that most important thing in their life was taken. All that is left to them is the same loneliness and pain that they were sick and tired of when they were a little kid. Making avenge cannot fulfill the hollowness inside his heart. So the only thing that can make me forget about this unacceptable truth is the pain and release of the pain to those who he thinks is socially okay. Mr. Frank Castle's case is like this. It is really painful to see the way he wakes up every morning by his wife only in his mind, exactly the same time. And then he find out he is all by himself with nobody else in the same house. This type of vigilante serial killing can be real, depending on the background that person carries. In case that pain increases day by day, that person could resort to that kind of vigilante serial killings. I think the movie John Wick is about a similar theme. John Wick was a highly professional assassin, but he got out of the world to be with his wife, but she was killed. Yet she left one precious present to John, which was a little puppy. So he could barely survive living with that little puppy, seeing a piece of his wife in his dog. But when his dog was killed mercilessly by young, stupid, and spoiled son of the gang boss, who was wanting his Ford Mustang. And after John declined to sell it, saying it is not on sale, that spoiled son night raided and killed his puppy. Having lost the last resort left by his loving wife, he lost everything and swore revenge. And in the end, he came back to that world, I believe, to release his pain and anger of losing everything he loved. He decided it would be better to live in the violent world in which he can kill others who are mostly bad, to release a little pain, or just to forget that intense pain for a short moment. But you must remember, before he started to live as a vigilante-like lives, he was a professional assassin. So he must have had such backgrounds. And although this is the TV drama, Mr. Frank Castle was an ex-Marine Corps, right? Who was on a special, dangerous mission. And he was good at it. That means it's highly likely that he had the background, highly likely to have been neglected in childhood. They were not loved. They attach all the more to those whom they loved so much. Even after he made a direct avenge on those perpetrators, that loneliness, pain cannot be gone. Some old actor who lost his son said that day by day the pain became more and more as he lived on his life. So just a simple direct avenge on the perpetrators cannot stop their pain and anger. They have to release that by keeping the same kind of aggressive acts. That's what happened to Mr. Frank Castle and to Mr. John Wick. Although they are movies and TV series, that fact can be real. Their attachment to their loved one is much, much deeper. Second value is sensing that there are more and more these types of movie in which their loved ones were lost and main character resort to act of revenge. I think there are strong common feelings shared among the society that so this means today's society has high possibility of that kind of incident could happen. Highly possibly due to everybody becoming selfish and not caring about others under this excessively advanced, highly competitive capitalistic world. And the value number 3 is the last value. We all share some unspeakable feelings that this world is heading towards the apocalypse, kind of dead end. And as a social pathologist, I am afraid that before physical environment are all destroyed by today's human civilization, our inner souls are completely damaged without knowing it, becoming more and more competitive and aggressive towards the others, except for the very limited number of the people. And this human distraction is going to disable people to become social beings that we are designed to be by nature. And I think this human distraction comes first to end today's world. And the popularity of this kind of movie is the omen of what could come if we do not do anything. So we have to think about it. At least we have to shift direction of our human civilization, our life paradigm to a safer, more secure direction that people do not have to become so competitive and hostile to others to make a living. And when I watch this Punisher, I think of this. This is all for today, and thank you for listening. And if you like this kind of discussions, please click that red Some Dr. Smay logos and check out my playlist of best videos. Up until next time, I would like you to think together about what can we do to make the society and the world more peaceful to everybody. Wherever you are on this same planet Earth,